Hey everybody, this is Kevin Salley with the Prevail Group. Thanks for joining us today. Today we have a special guest on, Stephanie Shoenauer with Colorado Insurance. Stephanie is our insurance representative. We wanted to bring her on today to kind of address a couple insurance issues. Obviously, given our recent tragedy here in Colorado, I'm sure most of you have heard about the Marshall Fire, which destroyed 1,000 homes just outside of Denver. So our hearts go out to all those families who had to experience all that and that tragedy. But I wanted to bring Stephanie on here to talk about specifically homeowners insurance. Stephanie, if you just want to, I know I just introduced you, but you just want to introduce yourself and we can get started.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you for having me. Stephanie Shoenauer with Colorado Insurance. I've been an independent agent for about 16, 17 years now.
Excellent. Great. Well, thanks for coming on today. Appreciate it. You know, when this fire happened, it kind of sparked us to do this video because I think this is probably one of the areas that could possibly be the most overlooked by current homeowners. So I just want to start out with the question, you know, how often should we review our homeowners policy?
Great question, and I've been hearing that a lot. Kevin, I've been getting a lot of calls and emails this week, as you probably can imagine. What I've always suggested, even before this, tragedy hit with the Marshall fires, is review your policy every year. When you get that renewal, I know it's a big packet and you don't want to look at it, but open it up and at the very least, glance at it. See what your limits are. It may strike something in you that, that doesn't look quite right. Too high, too low. It's probably not too high. But at least glance at it. Have a conversation with your agent or your carrier and have them rerun your replacement cost estimate, or there's a similar tool as insurance to value. Each carrier may call it something different. That's the tool that insurance uses to help calculate the cost to rebuild your home if you do have a devastating event like a fire consume your home. You want to have all those characteristics of the house, the flooring, the walls, how many bathrooms. You want to have those things calculated right so you have the right amount of insurance to start with. So have that conversation with your agent or your carrier. I'd say each year, 2 years at the most.
Great. Yeah, I think a lot of us are guilty of not having that conversation, to be honest with you. So what are kind of some of the factors that would affect your homeowner's insurance policy? I know in Colorado specifically, over the last 3 years, we've seen about a 20% increase average in value of homes every year in the last 3 years. So if you bought your home at one price, it's certainly worth a lot more today than it was 3 years ago. Are those things that can impact your homeowner's insurance policy and maybe you're not covered for as much as you think?
Right, absolutely. So, like I said, values have gone up a lot. Now, I don't ever want people to confuse their market value with their insurance value. Those are two different things, especially in today's market in Colorado, especially. But we have seen a huge increase in the building materials and labor. And I really only do see those going up as we have more and more shortages of both materials and labor. So your typical homeowner's insurance policy should somewhat keep up with those things. In most policies, the standard ones, they do have the inflation that's built in. So each renewal, your carrier will have adjusted for inflation. Typically that's between 1% and 4% every year. But as you mentioned, we're seeing a lot bigger increases in that. So their adjustments may not be quite up with the time. So again, that's why it's important for each homeowner to review their policy, have their agent or the carrier go back over that RC, recalculate it in today's costs. Because even something I calculated a week or two ago has already gone up. So it's just kind of important to stay with that.
Great. Okay. And how about when you refinance? I know a lot of people that aren't selling are refinancing their house. And what does that look like?
So same thing. So that's a great time to do the review. Even shop around. Your coverage may not only be low, you may have a high deductible. Wind hail deductible might be high. There just might be better options for you when you're refinancing. So that's a good time to shop, look at that replacement cost estimate. Good time if you haven't let your agent know, let them know things you've done to the house, such as added on a deck, upgraded your bathrooms or kitchen, ripped out the carpet and put hardwood in instead. Those are things that affect your replacement cost or your dwelling limit, where you might see that you're underinsured if you haven't let your agent know you did some of those upgrades.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's something we kind of talked about offline a little bit. People do so many upgrades to their home, and they don't necessarily put it out there that they finished their basement. Maybe they didn't pull permits, or they don't want their assessed value in their house to rise. So that's a great point. And when you have those conversations with your insurance agent, make sure you let them know everything that you've done to your house, because you want to be compensated for that should an unfortunate situation occur.
Correct. Yeah. Very important.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Stephanie, thanks so much for doing this little call with me today. I really appreciate it. Can you tell everybody that's watching how they can get a hold of you?
Absolutely. My pleasure, Kevin. I always love getting the word out. But if you need me to help review your policy, have some general insurance questions, or want me to shop, you can always reach me. My cell phone number is 303-834-2911, or you can always email me, and that is Stephanie@BuyColoradoInsurance.com. Nice and long, but you can reach me either way.
Great. Thanks, Stephanie. We appreciate it. And again, to all those impacted by the Marshall Fire, our hearts are out there for you guys, and I hope you guys are able to get through this soon. So thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.